Hey everybody, it's Norm from Tested. I'm here at E3 2018, and look, I ran the Paul Francis of Chronicle Collectibles. Paul.
Man, it's been a while, Norm.
Yeah, what are you doing at E3?
Well, we're making a little product here for our friends at Bethesda. We're producing the collector's edition helmet, T-51 helmet, for the Steelbook edition that's coming out in November 15th.
Of course you guys are. We know your work, of course. You've done work with movie studios.
Oh, absolutely.
For film props, maquettes, amazing statues. And now you're doing stuff with video games. I mean, you did stuff with Borderlands before.
Yeah,
well.
we kind of dipped our toe into it with Borderlands a little bit. We did some props, we did some statuary, and then we started working with ThinkGeek more. And ThinkGeek and GameStop have been a big partner of ours, and they wanted us to get into that whole video game world. So we started in the Modern Icons line, which were like 8-inch statues of Nuka Girl, and we did a T60, and we did Alloy from Zero Dawn. And that's just kind of been the natural progression to dealing with Bethesda. We got a license, we got granted a license, and I think they took a big risk on a little company, and here we are making their CE, and this is the actual piece. This isn't a prototype. This is what you're going to get shipped to you with the collector's edition.
So that's my next question, because a lot of times when we see you at events like Comic-Con, and we will see you at Comic-Con,
prototypes.
You're showing prototypes.
Right.
This is shipping at the end of this year when Fallout 76 is coming out.
We're actually shipping these right now to their load-in facilities to get these, because what happens is we make the styrofoam insert, we make the helmet, we make the box. Then it gets shipped to a load-in facility. They put the steelbook in, they put the figures in, they put the map in, you know how it goes.
Right.
Then they seal it all up, and they put a sleeve around it, and they send it out to the distributors.
And I've heard it's already sold out at this point. Day one at E3.
13 hours to sell out the edition size. I can't say the edition size, but it was a considerable amount of helmets.
I may never get to see one of these in my home. Can we walk me through how you went about the manufacturing and as something that's wearable?
So the crazy thing about this was we partnered with a company overseas that does extremely large prints, SLA, because to have a piece like this printed in the States would be about 12 grand. So we now have partnered with a company overseas that's doing high output SLA in 1-to-1 scale for pennies on the dollar. So all of the big props that you see here are all printed by that partner of ours that's overseas. So in doing that, we were able to get the files, because the one thing that I convinced Bethesda to do was with the Titanfall helmet, I was super impressed by that Titanfall helmet. And I said, I want to take it to the next level. I want to do a true 1-to-1 scale, make it big, make it massive. And their first thing was, yeah, but we have to ship it, and it has to be a reasonably sized box. And I said, let's throw that out the window, guys. Let's do it 1-to-1 scale, and we did. This is an actual 1-to-1 scale helmet from the game files, and we worked with all the dev teams to make sure it was 100%.
So you guys internally got the game files, tweaked it for printing.
Yes.
The prototype is in SLA. This is injection molded, of course.
Yes, this is all ABS injected. It's super tough, styrene and ABS.
And multi-material, because you have a little bit of wire
these are actually blow molded by a drink bottle company.
Oh, interesting.
Because we wanted to have a little flex to them and just have that nice flat finish.
Can you show me the inside?
Yeah, absolutely. So the inside has a neck seal, which I think just makes it kind of classier to have that. It has an adjustable headband on the inside, has electronics, so the headlamp works, it has a sound effect, and it has a voice changer in the front that's kind of robotic. And then of course the rangefinder works as well. So it does everything that it should do. We had to sacrifice a few things because there are a few little seams here and there, but overall I didn't want like screw holes showing. I didn't want it to feel like like a Hasbro toy. Nothing against their black box series is awesome, but every once in a while you find a screw hole in it and you're kind of like, no, I don't want that, So we really went out of our way to engineer it to where it all just bolts together from the inside.
Oh, great. I still want to take it apart and repaint it and do all sorts of stuff, but it's a beautiful, beautiful
I'm sure Adam will be deconstructing one of these and painting it and putting it back together.
Now, in addition to the helmet, you also are working with ThinkGeek to distribute other Fallout props. Can you talk about some of the other things you're doing?
Yeah, so we're doing the Power Fist, we're doing the Atomic, or the Power Sledge, we're doing the Plasma Rifle, the Plasma Pistol, a whole variety of new figures right up to Liberty Prime.
The rifle itself is pretty big.
48 inches, so a little trivia about that. When you're playing in the power armor, the game naturally sizes the weapons up to the size you are. When you're playing a human character, it decreases the size of that weapon.
So which scale is it?
So we did kind of a split between the human and the T-51 because I can say here, for the first time, there will be a 1-to-1 scale T-51 we are building right now on display at Comic-Con at the ThinkGeek booth.
Wow. All right, I got to stop by and check that out.
I've never mentioned it to anybody except for you right now.
That's awesome. Now, working with game models, what they give you, is it a lot of work to rework the meshes to get
yes,
the
unfortunately, with some of these, because they're not made to be printed, they're not made to be made into toys, those kind of things. There are areas that are kind of what I call bar of soap, where like backs of legs aren't sculpted and stuff like that. So with the T-51, the top of the model was absolutely gorgeous. We had full turns, you could pose it any direction, but from the waist down, it was never fully modeled. So we literally had to work with the dev team and get each panel just right, and then we had to remove those panels because we're having those be separate pieces on the statue. Because the one thing I hate about big statues is they look kind of just carved out of soap. You know, they're so smooth, they don't have undercuts. Ours is gonna be like a guy standing there holding the gun.
And you got to choose the points where you're going to add more geometry.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
texture just won't cut it.
Well, the other thing is too, people forget about parts colliding in the real world. So when you're holding the gun, it's kind of awkward because this power armor is massive, and to be honest with you, they don't really hold the guns well because they're so big.
I can't wait to see that at Comic-Con. You come from the prop making community, the prop making business, so what an envious position you're in to be able to get real assets, work with the actual devs.
And the great thing about Fallout is it's so distressed and weathered and torn up, and Istvan, the guy who basically is the art director for all of this, he came down and he gave me a pretty good compliment. He goes, this looks like it walked right out of the game. And I can't ask for any more of that from the team, you know. So
congratulations on the gig, on shipping these.
Yeah, these
for
are
those
be
lucky
awesome.
people out there who've already
got
pre-ordered.
one, yeah. It was pretty tough to get.
It's great to see you at E3, and I'll see you at Comic-Con.
Absolutely.